Welcome to Lagniappe, a program about events, issues, and people. I'm Cory Crowe. I'm joined today by Zoe Sissac and Alayna Pellegrin from ULM Student Publications. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for being with us today on Lagniappe. Good to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, let's begin with you, Zoe. ULM Student Publications. What all is in your realm? What student publications does ULM have?
Okay, so student publications consist of two different branches. The Chacahoula, which is the student-run yearbook, and the Hawkeye, which is the student-run newspaper.
So the newspaper and the yearbook, and you are the editor-in-chief of the Hawkeye. That's a big job.
Yes, sir, it is. Essentially, my job is to oversee our production of the Hawkeye. I'm also the news editor, so I learn about news locally, regionally, as well as nationally, and I try to relate it back to students.
Now, you brought Alayna with you. Alayna Pellegrin, both of you, by the way, from down in the Houma area. Good to have you with us. And Alayna, tell me about your job at ULM Student Publications.
I am the editor-in-chief for the Chacahoula. So my job consists of, I manage a team of writers and editors, and I determine the look and feel of the publication, so like all the graphic designs and like how everything looks. And then I also decide what to publish, and I oversee the publications, like operations and policies.
When you guys publish that, what was a weekly newspaper, now a lot more online, how many folks are involved in like a normal week with the ULM Hawkeye?
Okay, so staffing-wise, we have, I think, about 15 to 16 writers as well as editors, and we all write stories, find ideas, and collaborate. But it's really not just limited to people involved with student publications. We're constantly interviewing faculty, other students, government officials within Monroe, just to get a wider scope of coverage.
Now, is this something you think you want to pursue when you graduate from college, or is this something that you just enjoy doing for fun?
I'm getting my degree in English and Spanish, so it's kind of not the same realm. I just love writing, and I love getting my stories out there, so it's something I could pursue in the future, but it's not something I really want to yet.
Okay, I understand. Alayna, how about you? You're not majoring in anything like this. You said you're a toxicology major?
Yes, sir. I don't think a single person on staff is actually a journalist or like studying journalism.
But this is all stuff that you'll use later in life. I mean, knowing how to write well and the organizational skills that it takes to pull off a publication is something that folks really need to know how to do. It could help you in business later in life.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your job. You're the editor-in-chief at the Chacahoula, which is the yearbook. How long a process is it to put together and pull together a yearbook for a college?
It takes about like the whole academic year to put together the yearbook because you're using events that happen throughout the year. So it's everything combined into one.
So you're completely student-run for both of your organizations?
Yes, sir.
So you have a faculty member who kind of oversees you guys and keeps you on the rails, but other than that, it's y'all, right?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty cool. Tell me about your role on campus as student publications. Where do you see student publications fitting in their role on campus?
Well, relating it back to your first question, we're run for students and we're written by students. So a lot of what we do is focused on the student population and focusing on catering to their needs or informing them about things going on campus. I think we have like a big responsibility of holding our administration and our faculty and our students accountable, as well as shining a light on different events that may not be spotlighted by campus regularly.
You have also been working to compete in regional competitions. You want to see how you measure up against your peers. Tell me about how we've been doing against our peers when you go to the competitions.
Okay, so So we competed in a regional conference every year called the Southeast Journalism Conference. And we compete against these bigger schools with larger student populations than ULM, but we tend to measure up really good. Last year, we won the third best regional newspaper in the South, and a lot of our staff also placed as either best opinion writers, best news writers, or best arts and entertainment writers.
The production has changed a little bit. I know when I was in school, I was at the college radio station, and the then powwow, because I'm that old, was right next door. Now it's the Hawkeye. And you would come up on the weekends, and it really got happening on Friday night and Saturday as they had to go to press and get things ready to have a new edition out on Monday. What's the production schedule like now? And I understand it's not all a print product, although there is still a print component, right?
Yes. So student publications is evolving. A lot of our content is now focused on digital media. So our production schedule, we have 4 print issues a year or a semester, 9 a year. And we have a digital issue that goes up weekly. So that allows us to do live updates on news stories as well as cover events and release them almost the day of the event.
So like before, you had to meet a Monday deadline, but now you're able to, as news breaks, push it to the internet, right?
Yes, sir. A lot of our stories do go back to the Monday deadline, but if a breaking story happens on campus or if we're getting interviews or footage, then we try to release it the day of or the day after.
Alayna, tell me a little bit about how the student publications are working in the yearbook. It's not a print yearbook anymore?
No, sir. In 2023, at the end of the academic year, we had switched to a digital-only platform. However, since it was the end of the semester, that we didn't have time to put like any interactive elements in it. So this yearbook is actually the first interactive one that ULM has. So we have like links and like videos and buttons and everything, so students can actually play around with the yearbook.
Well, that's pretty neat. And things are changing, times are changing, the technology's changing, but the writing and the hard work all stays the same, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For folks to find out more about ULM student publications and to read your work, and by the way, folks, add it to your weekly schedule to check out the ULM Hawkeye and find out what's happening on campus. How do they do that?
They can go to ulmhawkeyeonline.com, and that has information about the Chacahoula as well as the Hawkeye.
That's Zoe Sissac and Alayna Pellegrin joining us today on Lagniappe. Again, to find out more, visit ulmhawkeyeonline.com, and to find out more about this and other events, be sure to head to our website, KEDM.org.